Hey, it's Aja. I hope you guys enjoyed my little intermission, my midweek playtime that I did when I recorded my K-pop cover and uploaded it. I hope you guys liked it. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead, go watch that video, like it, leave a comment if you want to hear me sing something else another time. But let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about my hair. Specifically, I want to talk about the surprising developments that I've made in my locks. So whether things that I've changed in my routine or just things that have happened with my locks that I just never expected, that's what I'm going to discuss today. As you guys know, I recently passed 3 years locked. Woo! Last month, actually. So now it's been 3 years and a month. And I'm very much happy with my hair. But there are some things that have changed, some little developments. So I'm going to start this off by listing. And then at the end of the video, if you just want to see some hair show, if you just want to see me show off my locks and what is going on with them, then you can just skip to the end of the video because that's where I'm just going to be flashing my hair around and also showing the unique traits within my head. So, first and foremost, the most surprising development is that I brush my locks now. Wait, don't click off. I know that like half the point of getting locks is like, I don't have to comb my hair no more. And I don't comb my hair. I brush it. But let me explain. What we've got here is not a detangling brush, right? This is a bristle brush. This is what I use to smooth down my hair when it's getting a little frizzy, like I did right before this video started. Maybe I shouldn't have, so I could show you a before and after. But I use this to smooth down my frizz because I do not lay my edges and I don't really do much of anything with them, but I will kind of tuck them back, you know, if they're being a little bit loud, as edges do at times. And I also use it to get out lint sometimes. This is like if I lay down in my bed tonight with a bare head and no scarf, as I do sometimes, and then I get up tomorrow, then I can use a brush to brush that lint out. Now, if I lay down in the bed with no scarf on for a month, this ain't gonna do nothing to save my head of hair, okay? It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be deeply embedded within the lock, and then I'm gonna need to pick it out with some tweezers, or what I usually do, let it live there, because who has time? Not me. If I ever feel like my lint is getting outrageous or out of control, I will probably color it. I'll color it because I just don't see myself spending hours picking lint out of my locks. Especially when that could actually cause damage to the integrity of the lock itself. No ma'am, it's not for me. So for a quick fix, lint. A brush to brush it out or smooth it down. And for anything else, hair dye. Number 2, something else that I have developed an affinity for. Something else I started to like that I did not like previously, that I did not care for, that I may have even felt slightly judgmental towards people who use it, but however, I did not express that judgment to my knowledge. Conditioner. Yeah, I know. Controversial. But yeah, I do use conditioner in my hair sometimes. And this has only started ever since I started coloring my hair lighter. So when I first got locks, I had bleached ends and black roots, and then I went dark. I went black. And I didn't feel the need to use conditioner then because, as we know, when you go darker, you're just depositing something onto your locks, therefore not causing damage to the lock. Therefore, ain't no need to condition. It's not damaged. It doesn't need assistance. However, when you lighten your hair, when you pull stuff out of your hair, that can damage it. That can leave you a little parched in the hair direction, a little parched, a little dry. And that's when you need to condition. You need some conditioner, you need moisturizer, not the same kind of moisturizer that I would use prior to getting locks, because I liked the thick stuff, and yeah, that's not gonna work anymore because buildup is a thing. But for my hair now, for moisture, I'll use a little aloe vera juice mixed with some water, maybe some little lightweight oils up in there, lavender for scent. I'll use that. Or I will use the spray mix that my loctician gave me, which I know you guys know I do my own locks, but every once in a while, like a treat yourself type thing, I will go to a loctician, just this one specific lady that I actually trust to do it, and she sells a spray, and I bought some, so sometimes I use that stuff in my hair. Number 3, I kind of already mentioned it within number 2, but bleaching my hair. I need to tell you guys something. A lot of you are really pushing back on the idea of whether or not you're bleaching your hair. But if your hair was a dark color and now it's a lighter color, you bleached it. Okay? You may not have used a product called bleach. But however, in order to lighten your hair in any way, there is a chemical process going on that is pulling out the melanin from your strands. That's how your hair gets lighter. And so, no matter what you used to make that happen, you bleached your hair. That's bleaching your hair. Whether you used bleach, whether you used some other kind of chemical lightener, even if you used the sun. I know, wild, crazy. Yes, even the sun can bleach your hair. Even if you just put some lemon juice on your hair and went out into the sun, if that then took melanin up out your strands, that means it took something out of your hair. And if something is removed from your hair, it is now of different composition. It is now possibly weaker than it was before. Now, I don't want to really get into the deep, scientific blah blahs of it all, because it's a lot. It's very complicated. Some of it is even over my head, okay? But I just want to make sure that you guys understand, because a lot of people are lightening their hair and then they think they're not bleaching their hair, so therefore their hair is not damaged. Therefore, it's fine. They can keep treating it the same way that they were treating it before. And no, sometimes the amount of damage done is minimal enough that you don't really need to change up your routine. But in most cases, a significant change has to go through the composition of your hair in order for you to go from black to, say, blonde. Or even, in my case, red, a dark red. This is not extreme, but however, a process did go on to get here, and that means that my hair needs, some different care, which is partially why I started conditioning, why I use a little bit more stuff in my hair than I used to before. I just need you to know. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm harping on this bleaching thing a long time. I just need it to be clear, because I feel for people. A lot of you guys really think that your hair is the same as it was before. And while I don't subscribe to the idea of you're not natural now, I don't believe in that, because even the sun can bleach your hair. But I do subscribe to the idea of you may need to change up your hair care routine to take care of this new version of your natural hair. Okay? Just looking out for you. Looking out for you. I care about you. Number 4, leaving it alone. So when I got my locks, I specifically chose Microlocs for the purpose of being able to style them. I wanted my hair to still be as versatile as possible. I said, if I get Microlocs, I can still do braids, I can still do twists, I can still do all the same styles that I did before when my hair was loose natural, only I won't have to comb it anymore. Now I won't have to detangle it anymore. So it will make my life easier and simpler. And this is true. However, my hair is a lot more, my scalp is a little bit more tender now. I think it comes from me not messing with it every day. So because I'm not constantly manipulating my scalp, it's now a little bit surprised when I do, and therefore more tender. So my scalp being a little bit more tender-headed makes me not really want to style that often. On top of that, another reason I don't style that much is because I don't need to. You know, when you have loose natural hair, let's say I go to bed without a headscarf on, and I wake up, my hair is not presentable. I cannot walk out the house like that, right? As a loose natural. But with locks, my hair is always presentable. It's literally always presentable. When is my hair not it's always presentable. My hair always looks like this. Look, I don't even get a crease anymore from the hair tie, right? My hair always looks like this. It is automatically presentable. And because of that, I don't feel the need to style it. Why? Why put myself through extra time, effort, all the extra stuff? I like styles. I like the ability to do styles. But I don't like doing styles. Does that make sense? I like rocking a sweet twist out. I love curls. Curls are beautimous. I like braids. Even just 2 French braids. That's cute to me. But I don't want to do the styling. Don't feel like it. I don't enjoy it. It's not fun. I used to think it was fun, and what I realized was I was just finding joy in something I had to do. But I don't have to do it anymore, and so I pretty much don't. And I think that also helps it grow. Leaving stuff alone helps it flourish in the way that it will. So, yeah, I leave it alone. And finally, number 5. A surprising development is that now I can floss on my haters. No, I'm joking. Kind of. But a surprising development is having to do with my length, the length of my hair. So, let me see if I can explain. I know I've said before that my length goal is waist length. That's my ultimate length goal. However, I've also always thought that if I reached a certain length of hair, of my own natural hair, then I would be satisfied. That is to say, beyond this length is great, amazing goals. But at this length, I am fine. I am content. I am satisfied. And the length in my head for that was the same length as the braids that I had when I started my channel. So let me show you guys first. This is the first video. I think this is the first ever video on my channel, and you will see my real hair was very, very short. Well, you probably won't see unless you know. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, my real hair was very, very, very short. Thus, the braided part is very short, and then the rest of the loose hair, this is all fake. The loose hair is fake. But that's my goal. That's my length goal, that I felt like if I reached that length, I would be content with my hair. And wouldn't you know it, we here now. We've made it. I'm there. I'm that girl. Who am I? I'm that girl. I'm just really excited because I now have long hair. Now, it's not the longest hair, but it is the length that I start to call long hair. Beyond this length, no one's gonna, if you tell me my hair is short, I'm gonna call you a liar. My hair is not short. Mid-length maybe, but I'm gonna call it long, because this is the line in my head of where hair goes from being short to long. Now you guys understand all of these developments that I have made, these new like ways that I do my hair, things that have changed from the beginning to now. And just a reminder, this was the beginning. This is where our locks started out. This is where we started, okay? And this is where we are now. Bam! Yes! Work! Fabulous. Yeah, I'm very happy with my hair. I'm very happy with my hair. Okay, so my battery is about to die. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the lock pranography. You know what I'm saying. Wink. We're gonna jump into the lock prawn. And I also want to show you guys my double-headed dragon and my braid lock. So let's jump into that. Okay, so in order for you guys to see my hair as best as possible, I wanted to go ahead and give myself a white background here. So I hope that everything is clear and easy to see. What are we about to do? First up, let's talk about my lock count. I can't tell you what it is because I don't know and I don't feel like recounting. Maybe I will one day, maybe I won't. The thing is that I have combined some locks, I have separated some locks, and I have added some locks since starting my hair. What do I mean by that? Well, when I first counted my locks was before I changed from braids to twists, right? And when I switched to twists, there were a few spots where I felt the locks were not quite small enough, and so as I unbraided them, I split them into, you know, 2 locks or so. So there are some places where the amount of locks in my head became more. But then, oh gosh, I found it earlier. Then there are some places where I combined. Like, you would never know that this is a combined lock, because when you compare it to other locks around it, it looks the same, doesn't it? It looks just about the same size, but this is a combined lock, and I know that because it has legs. All right, this is what is called a double-headed dragon. And if you look at the base of this one leg, come on. You can see that it was starting to get quite thin, right? That's very thin. At any point, I could go ahead and snip off this one. I think it would look perfectly fine and natural still if I snipped off the extra leg. But I just keep it because I don't know. I feel like it gives my hair character. It also probably gives my hair a little bit more fullness. Not that I need more fullness, but I don't know. I'm kind of attached. I have combined a couple of other locks elsewhere, and I have gone ahead and snipped off the ends. Let me give you an example. You can totally tell that I cut this one before I went red because it's not, well, maybe you can't tell, but it's not red actually, it's brown. the end of this is not the same as the end of my other locks. There, if I put them side by side, you can see the darker one. The darker one does not belong, right? It's not attached. That's because it hasn't been colored as much as the others. This is mostly my natural hair color with a little bit of blonde or brown at the end. All right, so this was a lock somewhere around here that I combined with another neighboring lock, and then I decided that I didn't need 2 legs on it, so I cut one off and I kept it. Why did I keep it? For you guys. I kept it to show you guys. Yeah, that's why. Not because I'm weird or anything. Don't judge me, judge your mom, okay? I also have another piece of hair that I cut off of my own head, and that is in my memory box, but I use that one. That one actually has like a use, which is for if any part of my lock looks weak, I can just kind of use some loose hair and just fill it into the lock. So yeah, when I cut off my locks, or well, not that makes it sound like I do it a lot, but whenever I remove my own hair from my head, not through natural shedding, I keep it because you never know, it might be useful one day. Maybe I will lose a lock and not be able to find it, and then I will be glad to reattach that one. Who knows? Another thing that I've done that changes my lock count is I've added baby locks. So these ones in the back in my kitchen, I added sometime last year, I think, maybe at the end of last year or the beginning of this year, sometime in year 2, I added these. They were small. They were really small when I added them, but now these are basically fully grown locks. But just basically added those 2 in my kitchen because I always, like, if I put my hair up in a ponytail, I would have 2 puffs, 2 little puff balls, and they weren't quite curls, like they wouldn't clump together like curls, so they just looked like 2 balls of afro at the bottom of my ponytail. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like that aesthetic, if you're comfortable with that, leave that, because you know your kitchen's very sensitive. So even though I've locked this part, I still don't put it in my ponytails, because if it's up like this, it just always feels like it's pulling and tugging. It's very uncomfortable. So I turned them into locks for aesthetic reasons, but I don't really add them to my ponytails still. They just dangle out. And then 4 more locks that I've added right here to my edges very recently, like within the last month or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 I just added because, again, my edges kept slipping out of the locks, and so they would just be like little pieces of afro, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not ashamed of my afro. I don't lay my edges, and I don't lay them for a reason. The reason is they're not gonna lay anyway. I could use glue and it's still gonna poof right back out. But also the reason is I am not ashamed of having afro textured hair. I just find it more manageable to have one hairstyle across my whole head, and that is locks. I've chosen locks, so where I see afro, I just go ahead and lock it. So that's what I did there. This one wasn't trying to stay in, so I'm gonna tell y'all one day what I did to make that one stay. So last thing that I have to show you is my one braid lock. Let's find it. So again, you guys, if you've been following me for a long time, you should remember that I started with braid locks, but eventually I decided that I wanted to switch from braid locks to twists because I felt like the braids were not going to lock. And I stand by that feeling based on this one singular lock that I left in. I left it a braid. I didn't do anything to it. I have not unbraided and rebraided it. I haven't done anything stupid like that because I just wanted to show myself what would have happened if I left the braids alone. And the answer is nothing. Nothing would have happened. So from here to here, that is 3 years of growth. You can see it's a very uniform, beautiful lock. And from here to about here, that's a braid. It's very much a braid. It's shiny even. You could think that I installed this braid a few days ago. It's so pristine. And then from there down, that's a curl. I don't know if you would call that a curl or a coil or what, but that's what happened with my braid lock. It has like slowly started to try and unravel at the bottom and like undo its braidedness, but it's still a braid. It's still very much a braid, and it's definitely not a lock. It doesn't, the interlocked part is a lock because it's interlocked. But the part that was braided has not changed form from a braid into a lock. So that bothers me. I mean, I don't want to fix this. I'm not going to change this because I like to track whether or not it does have some progress. But I just think it's interesting how. I just think it's kind of funny how. Yeah. I'm glad that I switched to twists because braids clearly were not going to make me happy. And yes, my ends are still curly. All right, that's it. That's all of the updates I could possibly give you on my locks. That's everything. That's all the deets. I gave you the deets. You have the deets. Here's the show.
Now you got some time riding solo, trying to get me back on the low. Baby, let me tell you it's a no-no. I think that you should go home. Caught you out there, honey, you're so funny. You come back running. Yeah, you miss my love and you miss my money. I'll tell you something. I just gotta let you know, if you're gonna let me go, you will never ever find another lover like me. No lover like me. Like me, lover like me, like me. You will never ever find another lover like me, lover like me, lover like me, lover like me, like me. You will never ever find another. No, I don't like 하는 파는 그런 type. This one for my bad bitches. 우린 원해 good life. Cherry lemonade 섞어서 everyday. 버전의 매력에 매일마다 새롭네. 100이면 100 내가 하면 잘 돼. 나의 기집애들 너 때까지 써다 함께. 난 오늘 날씨처럼 매일마다 정말 핫해. 마셔 pour it up. No, you miss your only chance. bike 관심 없어.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos, please give me a thumbs up, leave me comments, let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you guys next time, so bye!